wasn't me!
Hello, I'm Doc Owen with Action Figure Times. We're here looking at the second half of the DC Universe Wave 19 wave. And actually today we're going to be, of the 3 figures, and actually 4 we're going to try to put Stripe together, that we're looking at, this is probably to me one of the standout figures of the year. And again, it's kind of interesting because I think last year the standout figure was probably Golden Pharaoh as far as figures go and things. And really, let's face it, Golden Pharaoh was kind of an afterthought. Though he is kind of a very fearsome villain in the DC Universe, I wouldn't have considered him, you know, I might have been looking for somebody else. But having a JSL style wave, you're either going to have him or Vandal Savage. Now, well, no, I guess you could have had Pierre Degaton, but anyway, he is a cool choice. Cobra's always, he is, I called him Cobra, they're calling him Lord Naga. He's the original Cobra commander. Head of the Cobra cult. He was a Siamese twin with his brother. I'm not really sure whether this is supposed to be the Jeffrey or Jason Burr incarnation, but you know, they were Siamese twins at birth. They got separated. One was taken, Jeffrey was taken originally, and he became, you know, he was trained all of his life to be Lord Naga. I think back then it was Nasa, which was the Indian cobra. It's actually, and now Naga is actually the Sanskrit word for snake. But anyway, then Jeffrey was actually killed. Black Adam ripped his heart out of his chest. I guess he'd be dead then. And then Jason was actually became the head of Cobra. He was a checkmate villain for a while. I guess maybe since we don't have a detachable chest piece, maybe this is Jason, since his heart's, you know, we can't pull his heart out. That'd been kind of a weird accessory. Anyway, this is the back. I also want to once again thank Mattel and EnchantedToyChest.com for helping make this review possible. EnchantedToyChest.com is where I like to get my toys online. You can see right there, you can see kind of what they're calling the Cobra symbol. With this, you get the upper torso of Stripe, which is good because we'll probably be able to start putting some pieces together now. So here we are looking at Lord Naga. Now, I say this, I think this is the breakout figure simply because I love the detailing on it. I mean, this is really an extremely cool look. I love the hood. He's got his little serpent staff. And if you guys like G.I. Joe, that'd be something that you could probably take and use. Lots of detail on here. I love the chainmail. This is really just a very, very cool looking figure. We're looking at Carter Hall. Now this is more of along the lines of his original incarnation, the way he looked when we first saw him originally, way back in January of 1940 in Flash Comics #1. Does have the hawk symbol. I think this is identical to what he had in the original figure. You've got him right here. Now in this one, in this incarnation, it does have a brief bio. I guess I could put it up there so you could see it. If not, go to aftimes.com and you'll be able to look at these. One of the things that's very, very cool, and with this you do get his left arm, Stripe's left arm. Very cool. Looking forward to putting them together. As you may not know, originally Hawkman was not an alien from Thanagar who showed up here. He was actually Carter Hall, a reincarnation of what it was, Kanafu or something, and his wife Shara, and they were cursed to consistently be reincarnated, and then, you know, when they got close to each other and fell in love and stuff, then, you know, all hell would break loose. Now let's see how we're going to do this. Alright. There we go. It was just that easy. So they were basically just reincarnated people. Personally, I kind of like him being an alien from Thanagar, but this is the original mask. I don't know if you can see this. Now this is different from his regular. Excuse me just a second. Now this is more of the Justice League Hawkman, which I actually kind of like better, but this is kind of a neat thing. This one more gives him kind of the beak look. That's kind of neat. I mean, it's a neat looking mask, don't get me wrong, but I kind of prefer this one. Maybe it's because I spent more time with him as a kid. Now, you notice he does not have the Chep emblem. This is the exact same figure with the exception of the head. You can look on the side. He's got the place where his sword would go. But instead of getting a sword this time, he does come with his mace. But instead of getting a sword this time, he's got the Golden or Silver Age head where he didn't have the cool headpiece. Which my thing is if you could wear this, why would you ever go to that? That just doesn't even make sense. But it is a pretty nice sculpt. I do like this helmet. I like this one better. I like the other one better. This one just pops right off. And there you go. To me, it looks a little small on the top of there. Get it the first time. Wings do come out. And I'm going to show them to you like this because once you get up close, they're just too big. So this is actually a very, very cool figure. The mace does fit very well in his hand. So he's ready to go. You can swoop in. There's lots of different ways. You know, I wish they'd make it. Oh, my wing popped off, but it goes right back on. I wish they'd have made a Batman cape like this. Wouldn't that be cool? We are with Magog, the sixth and final figure in the wave. Now, he only showed up in 2000. This says, his bio says 2008, but I mean, if you can't Kingdom Come, it was a little bit further back than that. To me, this was a complete waste. I don't know enough people who are a fan of this character to make a figure of this character. And if you were going to have a JSA, themed wave, give us another Dr. Midnight with Pietro. I mean, that would have been cool. I think that would have been awesome. But this, knucklehead, I just don't get it. Anyway, he's got this goofy symbol, which is basically his helmet right there. On the back, it's got a brief bio that he's a Lance Corporal and all that jazz. I really don't like this character very much at all. Now, this is the last piece that we need for Stripe, which I guess would be considered the seventh figure of the wave. I'm really looking forward to opening him up. In Kingdom Come, I kind of understood having this character because it really brought out a lot about Superman and things like that. But to me, bringing him into current continuity and stuff, I mean, I guess for the fans of Kingdom Come, that might have been neat. And I was a fan of Kingdom Come, but I thought, just leave that in that story and leave this idiot out of our, the thing. Of course, you might be Magog's biggest fan, and if you are, my condolences. But I just don't think very much of him. Now, he does come with his power staff, cool-looking staff. It is a different staff than we've seen before. That's kind of neat. It will come out of his hand just like that. Slides easily back in. Kind of a cool stick, too. I mean, that's kind of neat. He is a very, very good sculpt of the character. I don't want to take away from the fact that even though I hate the character, he is a very, very good-looking figure. This gun is molded in there. It's on there, and it will not come out. My thing is, dude, if you have access to this staff and you have access to all the different arsenals, what are you doing carrying a pistol like that? Get some super cool weapon that you could carry. Don't just carry a pistol around with you. Now, I mean, you've got Sandman's gas gun. You've got the Blue Beetle gun. You've got all these cool things you could pick up. And what do you want to use? I want to bring a 45. I mean, come on. Now, very nice detailing in the neck, showing the cybernetics and things like that. That's kind of cool. The arm is very neat, not lots of articulation. Again, he's a cool-looking figure. He looks just like Magog, but who cares, because Magog's an idiot. And, when they split apart and you've got some of the JSA following him, I mean, come on. I mean, the JSA is probably one of the better family of superheroes in the book, in the universe, and they're just going to split off and follow this knucklehead and follow the big old giant guy around. Anyway, here we are looking at Lord Naga up close. Let's first take a look at his stick. This really is awesome. In fact, Hasbro ought to get a hold of this because they're going to need it. I mean, this is just very, very cool. Obviously, this is going to show up in the Masters of the Universe or somewhere sometime soon because this is very cool. In fact, I actually thought it was from the Masters of the Universe, but I can't I don't have an extensive Masters Universe collection, so I can't confirm that. Now this figure with Lord Naga, I have to say, this is an excellent, excellent figure. I really am impressed with this. I love how they did the hood. I mean, that just looks great. The way it's reset in there, the black paint around the eyes. I like the shiny emblem on top. But look at this armor. I mean, this is just the scales, the color, the texturing. They've really done an awesome job with this. The tunic looks good. The gold metallic paint. I really, really dig it. Now he's got ankle articulation. He's got knees. He's got a nice twist, hidden very, very well, I might add, with that stripe. He can obviously kick, being the martial artist that he is. He's got a nice chest joint, but I really, look at the way that that's done. I really dig this figure. He can hold something in both hands, which is good. That's kind of a rarity nowadays. His shoulder will move pretty well. His elbow, wrists will turn. And then the cape, you can look behind and just see what an excellent job they did on this figure. So here we are looking at Carter up close. You know, make sure that when you go to aftimes.com that you look at the comparison pictures and things. To be honest with you, this figure, in a sense, for me, is a bit of a letdown, simply because they did give us this other head, and I'll stick it on there in just a second. But, you know, the truth of the matter is that when we first got Hawkman, before, we got a shield, we've got a mace, and we got a sword. All we got with this one was a head and a mace. But, you know, I guess it costs a little bit of money to sculpt the head. I also like the texture on the old Hawkman's wings. I wish I could have got them both in here to show you. All in all, you can see this actually is a great head. I mean, they did a great job with it. As you look down the body, it really looks good. Nice tight paint job. Of course, it ought to be. They've done this one before, right? That's the wing mechanism, the way it moves. Even got a little bit of a fleshy color in there. That's cool. Wings expand out, kind of like that. So, I mean, it gives you some great looks with him, with the way this head moves. Now, like a chicken with my head cut off. Or I guess a hawk with my head cut off. Pun intended. So there you go. I actually think they did a good job on this, showing this Golden Age look. I mean, look at that, the way the jawline and stuff. That is awesome. You can see the little tongue just like it used to be. They actually did an excellent job on this head all the way around. I used to actually think that I could see black hair underneath there, but it's actually the styling. Really excellent job on him. I like the heads. I think it was a great job. I'm actually glad I got an extra Hawkman. That way I don't have to mess up my superpowers display. I think I might have said that, but all in all, this is a very, very cool figure. Would have loved to have had the shield, though. Well, let's get on to the waist of the wave, Magog. Let me say, for all you Magog fans out there, I'm very, very glad that you got a figure. And I bought this Magog figure, even though I did not want him, because I wanted to make sure that my figures get made, and I know that I have to buy your figures. All in all, though, I'm very glad you had it, but when I have a figure that you don't want that comes out, make sure you buy it for me, will you? We all got to help each other out. Nice looking staff. We've been kind of looking at it. Nice. I mean, that's pretty intricate, showing that. I think that's kind of cool. Nice little, I guess, a little bit of a hook going on there. So that's pretty neat. They did do a good job on him. Nice sculpt. You know, the eye, he reminds me of Shatterstar, though, in the X-Men. Or I guess he wasn't, was it X-Men or New Mutants? Whoever he was with. They did a good job. Nice detailing on the cybernetics on the neck. I wish he had this gun instead of this puny little gun. I wish he had the gun that shot those things, or maybe that's just an accessory. Should be a bandolier, though. Or even that gun. That would have been cool to have. They did a good job with the styling on his fist. Nice job on the arm. Looks kind of like an armadillo to me. He does have plenty of articulation, though it is a little tight. There we go. This spins there pretty good. Nice detailing and paint job. Got plenty of utility pouches. Nice little belt. Again, I don't know why he'd be carrying that pistol. He's got the hip boots. It's too bad they're too small. They look like small Darkseid boots, don't they? But they did do a good job on those. Look at the detailing on that all the way around. So anyway, for those Magog fans out there, I'm glad you got your figure. Remember to buy mine.